Namaste again, friends. Om Namah Shivaya. This is a informal time outside the formal just teaching situation, because in Vedanta we take teaching more as a transmission. So there is not chance for back and forth. So this is the time to ask whatever you want. It can be questions on Vedanta, but it need not be questions on Vedanta. I was telling Swamiji, it can be questions on anything. It can be from Atma to Zebra, anything. So, do we have an extra mic, or you want to take this? What shall we do? Or you want to write your questions and have me read it? What do you want to do? You can speak loud, you can have a mic, you can come here and talk, whatever you want. Who would like to start?
Sure. So for someone who, for someone who usually believes that all paths lead to the same truth, the church they will to ourselves. In general, they're seeking, something a little bit of knowledge, but they're fairly they go to all places.
Yes.
They see some truth in it, some truth in this, some truth here, but you're far true. What do you say to this particular person that he or she will you need to be more disciplined to pick them out, or is it okay to?
I wouldn't say anything. I would say that prayer in all languages is equally holy, and God understands not just Sanskrit but English and every other language in the world. English, French, Hindi, any other rural, tribal languages, Bhagavan understands. So, religion as an expression of prayer, I have no problem with it. Every religion leads to a connection with and is based on a devotion to God. Even the Hindu tradition is no different. We stand in front of the deity, we go like this, we go like this, we go like this. In other traditions, in Christianity, we do the same. It is no different. Here we come out of the temple and have prasada. Then in Christianity, the prasada has a different name. Body of Christ, blood of Christ. It is still saying prasada. It has to be accepted with that same feeling of whatever comes, I take with glad acceptance. Vedanta is not opposed to Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, no ism. Vedanta starts when all isms have rested their case. So it is not opposed to anything. It encourages prayer in any form, in any way, in any manner that you can relate to Bhagavan. One better do it, because there are so many obstacles to understand this, to understanding this. Therefore, whatever I do to take care of the obstacles is very, very welcome, very, very important. So if by the expression all paths lead to the same goal, they mean that they means who is saying this. If we mean that we are all getting to have a connection, with the Lord, with the Goddess in all his and her names and forms, glorious names and forms. then I would say that statement is true. But if there is supposing, I don't know if anybody is making this positing or this contention, that through any means whatsoever we can gain moksha, then I will have to beg to differ. Because moksha is not something to be gained. It is your swarupa already. It is who you are. It's like the sun on April 8th. What happened on April 8th? Sun wasn't lost. It was as though covered by the mischievous Rahu. Yes. And so supposing if the sun felt eclipsed, and if the sun said, oh no, I have lost my glitter, I have lost my shine, nobody is going to do Surya Namaskara anymore. If supposing the sun were to complain, what will I do? I can't send the sun on a pilgrimage. Will a pilgrimage help? No, because it will not restore the luster of the sun, because the luster of the sun is not lost. It is as though lost. As though lost. So going on a pilgrimage will not help the sun. Sitting and meditating will not help the sun. Standing on one leg and doing tapas will not help the sun. Joining an ashram, if they will have the sun, okay? If he can do karma yoga without burning everything up, that also will not help him to realize, understand his own glory, his own luster. He has to be taught. This is not a karma-based teaching. Teaching is a philosophy that transcends religions. All religions are okay, we have nothing against anybody invoking Bhagavan in any way. Whether it's the First Nation peoples who have their own understanding of how the divine is, whether it's the Aborigines in Australia, whether it's the native people in America, or the tribal people in India, all one and the same. But what we are talking about here is the as though realizing, if you will, or understanding of the fact that I don't recognize a want of a means of knowledge. I am this, but I don't recognize it. You heard of the movie, old movie, Prince and the Pauper. It was a movie. And there was some kind of a coup. The king and the queen were killed in some kingdom. And the little prince, the little boy, before the queen died, she gave it to her maid and asked her to spirit him out of the kingdom and raise him in secret, incognito. Then she called the minister, a very trusted minister, and said, when the time comes, you go to this lady, bring back the prince and let him sit on the throne. The trusted minister gives his word to the dying king and queen. But alas, there is more drama, and the woman carrying the prince out is also killed, unfortunately. So the little toddler, 2 years old, somehow saved, nobody could find him in the night, started to hang out with a pack of street urchins, picked from every garbage can and ate, and lived like that for a few years. The coup was gone, and then the army of the king defeated the rivals. The time came to find the prince. The minister could not find the prince. He looked high and low, and finally found the prince eating on the roadside. snatching something from the mouth of a dog and eating it because he was so hungry. He looked at the prince. The prince had some birthmarks from which he could be recognized. And after ascertaining this is the prince, put him in a bath, maybe put him in a flea dip, I don't know, after all these years. Cleaned him off well and good. Dressed him in royal finery. The prince is now 3 or 4 years old, heir apparent. But this heir apparent apparently has no idea what a prince is. And they get that palanquin, you know what that is? Hold on the shoulder, it has a nice place to sit. And so the 4 people carry it on the shoulder. And a lot of fanfare was done. Prince is coming back to rule the kingdom. And there was the dowager mother, she would rule until he regained his adulthood, everything was set in place. And the procession made its way to the palace. Horror of horrors. The little prince saw a dustbin, jumped out of the palanquin, started to eat. Everybody is horrified. And they tried to say, no, Your Majesty, you can't do that. Why don't you do that? With a half-eaten sandwich in his mouth. Somebody else, he didn't eat half of it. It was already half-eaten. Somebody had thrown it away. And he's hugging the garbage can and not allowing them to pry him away. He says, if I have to go, this garbage can comes with me. And then, what do we do to him? It's a misapprehension. He doesn't have to forage for food. He is not the insecure, what is that called, the survival of the fittest, survival mode. He's not insecure. He's not, he will never be hungry. In fact, the whole coffers of the kingdom belong to him. How to train him? What to do? Will we send him on a pilgrimage? It's not going to help because near every temple there are many places where the garbage is. That's not going to help. Can we make him stand on one leg? That also will not help. He has to be told what a prince is and what that really means. He has to be taught, he has to be told, it has to be explained to him. And then only the knowledge takes place. It's not that you have to make him into a prince. He's already a prince. You don't have to make him into a prince. You want me to stop?
Just for a moment.
Sure. So he doesn't have to be made into a prince. It's a fact, he is the prince. He has to be made to understand what a prince is. That he is no longer the insecure street boy who has to fight his life from all predators. This is the knowledge. It doesn't matter what religion people belong to. Vedanta is not just for Hindus. It is for everybody who has the desire to know that I am something more than my body, my mind, my senses, my relationships, my possessions, and yes, even my God. Best. Thank you.
This morning you mentioned, you said the seeker and the sought are the same.
Seeker and the sought are one and the same. Yes. How do we say that the seeker and the sought are one and the same? Usually, when there is seeking, the seeking is for something other than oneself. I'm seeking something else. Usually, it's an experience. One is an experience hunter. Even after, so when you go to an amusement park, you want a thrilling experience. If you go to a party, you want to have some kind of an experience. If you go to the temple or an ashram, there also you want a spiritual experience. As long as one is chasing the experiences which are, the objects of which are away from one, then it is elusive. But what I really want, and when I mean I mean universal, what you, I, everybody really wants is already there, already whole, already free, already established. It's a fact, it has to be touched, it has to be understood. Because if I asked you what is your nature to be sad all the time, what will you say? Is it your nature to be sad all the time? No, yeah. Don't scare me, okay? Not your nature to be sad all the time. And you don't have to study Vedanta to know this. Even the pharmaceutical companies know this. That's why there are so many anti-anxiety medicines, anti-depressant medicines, so many herbal medicines. Because we want to keep depression at bay. We want to keep fear at bay. The best antidepressant is the Upanishad. It keeps both fear and sorrow at bay. Really. But that takes a little time to work. It's like Ayurvedic medicine. It takes time to work. So, everybody knows this. Even pharmaceutical companies know that this is not your nature. Happiness is my nature. I know this somewhere. It is a fact. It is already a fact. And that happiness I'm looking for in the wrong place at the wrong time. That is the thing. Like the grandma, the village grandma, who lost her embroidery needle. You know needle? With which she was doing some embroidery. She lost that. Oh no, what will I do? How will I finish this tapestry? I want this needle. Please, it's the only needle I have. Please help me look for it. Some good Samaritans came and started to look for it. Everyone went. In those days, they did not have a metal detector. Otherwise, like the people combing the beach, I don't know what for they do that. See, it seems to be a very big hobby in the West. All they're getting is thin pieces of tin. But then we didn't have that in ancient times. The people are physically looking. Until one person had the bright idea to ask a question. Grandma, where did you lose the needle? In my hut, in the center of in the corner of the village. Oh no, this was after half an hour. of looking. Oh no, why are we looking for it here then? He says, well, in my house there is no electricity. In the center of the village there is electricity. That's why I'm looking for it in a very little place. So sad. But like this is our lives. We look for the same thing that we already have. We are the possessors of what we want. I am the seeker. I am the sought. And what I seek, when I seek something as an object, then I am the seeker of the finite. The seeker of the infinite is wonderful because that's the person who studies Vedanta is the seeker of the infinite. Who is the person who keeps on seeking? That's the infinite seeker. You see, there's a difference between the seeker of the infinite and an infinite seeker. An infinite seeker is seeking, 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 seeking to realize God. Seeking, 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 seeking. 4 more lives gone. Seeking, 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 not finding, not getting, seeking, seeking, seeking. Few more lives gone. Infinite. But we have to change that. We have to redefine and remake our identities from being an infinite seeker to the seeker of the infinite. More problems?
No more batteries.
Or batteries? You see the difference between infinite seeker? Infinite seeker means the quest never comes to an end. I'm always wanting, I'm a wanting person. But if I'm the seeker of the infinite, the quest is finite. The infinite being myself, and it is a self-evident I whose nature is mixed up with the not I. And the not I cognitively remove, and I am in touch with the I. Other question?
To go along with this question, the seeker for infinite and knowing that the infinite is in myself.
Is myself, not in, because then again there are two.
Is myself.
Yeah.
So as I see and the knowledge of Vedanta, sometimes I get caught of the more knowledge I look for, the more infinite I try to approach, and I get sometimes more sad about what I look out there. And when
What did you get sad about? I didn't understand.
no, maybe I rephrase it. When I was in the Bahama, I remember I told you, how can I bring this knowledge to the persons in my life? And
Yeah.
and the seeking that I'm doing, the knowledge I'm trying to get with the people that are close to me, that makes me happy, or the other way, that's the most difficult one. People makes me suffer. That's where I'm left with. What about all this knowledge when you cannot pass on or you cannot use it?
Nice question. Very good question. Very good question. You see, I learned from my own experience with my own birth family, people, friends, everybody who knew me before I was a Swami. Then, like you, I was also thinking, how to convince them, how to make them understand. This is such wonderful knowledge. I want everybody to do this. I want everybody to know this. I want everybody to fall in love with this knowledge. And then there will be world peace, there will be this, there will be that. If not world peace, at least home peace, everything. But I understood after a while, nobody is interested in what I have to say. It's a fact. The more when they know you, the less and less they are interested in what you have to say. I went all out. I used to give books, my own books, whatever I wrote. It would become a paperweight. It would not be read. And it was nothing, it appeared was working. But since this is a topic about living Vedanta, assimilating Vedanta, and bringing it into my life, I found that people were much more sensitive to my walk rather than my talk. Now my life became harder because I could not be caught napping. I had to be in attention, asana all the time. I had to be vigilant. I had to be introspective. And when I stumbled and fell, I had to get myself up and apologize, say, I'm sorry, I should not have done this. I had to walk the path. I had to learn to walk my talk. Then you can see the transformation. Nobody is interested in what you have to say. Everybody is a self-declared prophet, a secret prophet, if you wish. Maybe too shy to say it outside. Everybody is a pope. Everybody is a prophet. There are so many. The internet is flooded with God men, God women, gurus, sages, saints, with blogs, with sayings. Everything is there. It is a very crowded marketplace. If you want to make a difference, and if you want to take back what you have gained here, live the teachings rather than talk. If we talk, people seeing us from so far will duck behind a building or a bush. If we live it, then the next question, the follow-up will be, how to live it? Be big. Art has to be big. How big? Bigger. Big enough. Bigger than the universe. Big enough so that a few galaxies can enter. That big. The smallness, the cobwebs of smallness that reside in the Antahkarana, the heart. We sweep that away by being big with people. When people make a mistake, it's very self-congratulatory to point out, you're wrong, you shouldn't have done that. I'm right. But bigger is the satisfaction, greater is the satisfaction when you can just let go of the mistake, whether it's a simple mispronunciation of a word or a misdemeanor of something. You let that go, you grow. I let go, I let go. When I let go, I grow. Letting go keeps me from getting low. This is what we have to understand. We become big. No longer it's an excuse to say, I had a bad childhood, I had difficult precedents. And therefore I cannot be big. I cannot bring forth the compassion. I was never loved. How can I love? How can I love when I myself never received love? There is a little bit of truth to that statement, but it is only from a psychological standpoint. From the universal Atma standpoint, you are the love that you seek. You are the compassion. You feel you are not able to muster. You are the kindness that is waiting to pour out of you. You are the Shraddha, the trust, the aquifer of trust that you wish to cultivate. There is a beautiful song in the Samaveda. Samaveda is a sung Veda. This is how it goes. Setu Sara, Setu Sara, Dustara, Dustara, How, how, how. Danena danam, danena danam, how, how. Akrodhena krodham, how, how. Setu Sara, Setu Sara, Dustara, Dustara, Shraddhaya, Shraddha, Shraddhaya, Shraddha, how, Esha gati, Esha gati, Ekadamritam, Swargacha, Swargacha, Jyotirgacha, Te Tushitva Chatura. This is how it goes. Very beautiful, powerful chant. It says, cross the bridge. Setu, bridge. Cross the bridge that is difficult to cross. What is this bridge? How to cross this bridge? Danena adanam dara. If I have trouble giving, if you have trouble giving of time, giving of money, giving of even just a smile, cross the difficulty of giving by what? Giving. Cross uncompassion by compassion. Cross anger through calmness, through the practice of calmness. Cross distrust through building a bridge of trust. Esha gatihi, this is the progress in the spiritual life. Etad amritam, this will lead you to amrita. moksha. And then the Svargacha, Jyotirgacha, means the person is being given a blessing by the Veda. Go to the light. This is the heaven right here, right now, is the heaven for you. Because you have let go of all resentment. And the one who understands this is Chatura. Chatura means clever. Chatura also is the short form of which is Turiya, which is Atma. Atma, which is free of all names and forms, is called Turiya. So there is a word play between clever and the fourth. The fourth is really the truth of all three. There is no fourth. And so this, when we understand, then, even the desire to share goes away. Yeah. The desire to share sometimes is to share with that little inner being who wants to be loved, who wants to be cuddled, who was left high and dry as a child. So it could be that the inner child needs some teaching where I can share. Hope that was clear.
So there's a saying that I'm not very, I just got the gist of it, Jesus right, that it's harder for the camel to pass through the needle, or easier for the camel to pass through the eye of the needle
Then the
than
rich
a
man.
rich man who
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Yeah.
So it's from the Bible.
Well,
The rich man who to reach the kingdom of God.
meaning it's impossible. Can the camel pass through the eye of the needle? Hello? Show me at least one sign of life. No. Okay. So that means it's virtually impossible for the rich person to go to heaven. And we have to understand this in context. Because if richness will not deny moksha, neither will poverty. Poverty will not deny you moksha, riches will not deny you moksha. It's your attitude, your association, and your nature of possession of it that will come in the way. So, what is meant by that biblical statement? More like if there is a lot of what are we called? Creature comforts, like the story of the princess and what? Pea. You know the story of the princess and the pea? Yeah. 9 mattresses. And underneath the last mattress, they put the pea to test if she was really a princess. She woke up and she said, "What a horrible bed! I had a terrible night." So then she was affirmed, confirmed. Her identity was confirmed to be a princess. So, if one is used to a lot of creature comforts, one is used not having to adjust, make space for anybody else. I don't have, if I have a lot of money, the chances are that I don't have to think about other people. What did Marie Antoinette say? Marie Antoinette? What did she say? If people do not have bread, she was told during the revolution. People are dying, they don't have bread. He said, so what? You can have cake. Let them eat cake. What's the problem? So, this is what happens, is that I'm not able to walk in the shoes of everybody else. And then I'm not able to, I have no eyes for the suffering of other people because I think, I assume, we all assume Everybody is like me. Let them eat cake. So what? Or if they are suffering in poverty, it must be their own fault. They must have done something wrong. Every culture has a way of justifying riches. Oh, they were born into the wrong class. They were born on the wrong side of the tracks. And in India, oh, it's your karma to be poor. It's not karma, but that's how it is explained. So, this is the first problem, is that one has to work very hard to cultivate empathy. Very, very hard indeed. Doesn't come easily if one is used to a lot of creature comforts. And second problem is the riches become a distraction. Because I'm always worried about how to save it, what will I do without it, how will I do without it, what will happen. And money is a funny thing. Money has to be protected from itself. The only thing in the world, inflation it's called. Money has to be protected from itself. Constantly I'm wondering how to protect money from money. And it's a distraction. Because when I really have nothing to want, then I can, even if the choice of going to an ashram is there, I would rather go to a holiday somewhere than stay in a 5-star hotel, have people wait on me, and have the best, the most luxurious experience. Nothing wrong. But what I'm saying is, addicted to that, addiction to those kinds of creature comforts can be a distraction here from the study at hand, from what there is to know. A beautiful story is told in the Upanishad to highlight this very question that you are asking. Saint Svatmavidyananda, in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, gets up one fine morning and says to his wife Maitreyi, I think I'm going to go and become a sannyasi. Actually, he has to take the wife's permission. You cannot take sannyas without talking to the wife and mother. These are the two people. Or a minor child that is dependent on you. So, and he tells her, I really want to do this. Please give me your permission. Because you will be well taken care of. I'm a very rich man. And all my wealth I have left to you. Married to Yajnavalkya, she herself is a sage. Living with such a saintly presence for so many years, she herself is a sage. He just asks him one question that totally flummoxes him. He says, that for which you are leaving all the wealth behind, will I get that by all the wealth that you have left for me? Perhaps a modern day husband would have said, yes, yes, and gone away. Yajnavalkya is not from Kali Yuga. And so, being honest, he says, no. Money is not the cause of moksha. Money is not the cause of you not getting moksha. Your life will be like other people who are privileged. You will be able to go on holidays, you will be able to buy whatever you want. That's all it will be. Money and moksha have only one thing in common. They both start with M. That's all. They have nothing else. This Yajnavalkya did not say, I am saying that. They only have one thing in common. They start with M. That's all. So, there is nothing in common. We have to understand what is money. Money is just a way to buy something that I want. But if I see money with a value added to it, thinking it's the cause of all my, it's the solution to all my problems. It is a subjective view. If I think money is going to make me feel better, it's a subjective view. There is an expression in America called retail therapy. Yeah. When you're feeling sad, you go buy something. So, if I think that, then that is not true. Money will make me secure. Money will not make you secure. You will be insecure plus riches. That's it. You will be richly insecure. That's all it is. And money also is not an enemy to moksha. It's not that if you have money, moksha will turn the other way. No. Moksha needs knowledge to uncover the truth of yourself. That's what you focus on. Don't focus on money, either having it or not having it. And when that attention is taken away from money, things go, the path, progress in the path is much quicker, very, very quick.
There's a question in French. We're control on our daily lives by our ego, and that we realize that nothing else is important.
When we are controlled by ego in our daily lives, then
And then we realize that nothing matters anymore.
we realize that it doesn't matter anymore.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters anymore. Then
So what we did the first steps to adjust the body and objects to this newly liberated awareness state.
What are the first steps to adjust the lifestyle, the body, the mind, the senses to this new awakening? What? Nothing matters anymore. We have to get to the place of Sarvatma Bhava. Sarvatma Bhava is everything matters. Vedanta is not just leaving everything. Object is not subject in the beginning, that is Vedanta baby talk, Guru Gaga baby talk. Afterwards, we have to get to the place of saying everything is me. I am the hills, I am the mountains. I am the sun in the sky, I am the air that I breathe, I am the trees. I am the insects that crawl, the birds that fly. Everything is me. That is the glory of Advaita. So first we say, this should not matter, this should not matter, this you have to give up, that you have to give up. It's all cognitive and notional. It's a notional giving up. It's a cognitive giving up because the I and the not I have become mixed up very badly. So the not I is drop consciously. But we don't leave it alone. After that, everything, I see the Ishvara in everything. First step, I see God in everything. Even in things that are odd, I see God. So there is no censure, there is no blame. Harsh thoughts and words do not escape my lips, my mind. And then I surrender, everything is surrendered. Like the saints of India and other places, in every religion we have saints that saw the face of God everywhere. Where is God not? You won't find a single place where Brahman is not. No matter how much I try, I can never go away from Brahman. Wherever I go, there is Brahman. like the old man who was lying with his feet outstretched against the temple. He was lying like that. The priest came and said, "Hey, what are you doing? This is the Shiva temple. Don't face your feet to the temple." He said, "I'm old. Put my feet wherever you want." The priest did not know he was going to get an instant Vedanta lesson. So he took his feet from, let's say, the door of the temple is here. Put it at 3 o'clock position. Soon a small temple came up there. Shivalinga came up there miraculously. Then he said, "What is going on?" He still didn't understand. He kept it at 6 o'clock position. Another temple came. 9 o'clock position, another temple came. Finally, he understood. Even though he has been serving the temple, he did not understand the essence of it. So first I have to see God everywhere. I have to go with the flow. God is not just in objects. It is in the speech of others. It is in my own karma. It is in whenever things that do not go my way, that is God. When things go my way, that is also God. So I have to calm down enough to have million darshans of God in one day. And then when I keep seeing God in everything, everywhere, from seeing to being is a very easy step. One more question from Swamiji?
Yes.
Yes. Please.
One question. Just a minute. One question.
It's a big bhajan play.
Page 137. Guru, my heart, open wide, I keep for thee. Guru, my heart, open wide, I keep for thee. Will I come, just this one songs to me. Will I come, sing songs to me. Will I go, just this one song to me. Will my days fly away without singing, my Lord? My days fly away without singing, my Lord. Will my days fly away without singing, my Lord? Yes, I will sing my Lord. night and day, I search for thee night and day.
Night and day, I search for thee,
Night and day, I search for thee night and day.
night and day,
Lord, oh my heart, open my eyes before thee. Lord, oh my heart, open my eyes before thee. When I go, just think was meant to be. When I go, just think was meant to be. My great God, lead us in my soul. My great God, lead us in my soul. Night and day, I search for thee night and day. Night and day, I search for thee night and day. When I go, everything wants to be. When I make God away, we don't see in my Lord. Night and day, I search for thee night and day. Night and day, I search for thee night and day. Lord, oh my heart, open wide I keep for thee. That's exactly what we're talking about. Why do you come to learn? Who's saying you don't come to learn? Sorry? Why do we take birth?
But it's like sometimes I feel that it's not real, but life is not real.
You're right. It's as though real. Yeah. But we have to know that. And this is the only life form in the human being we can know. If you're an animal, you are already mukta. You don't have complexes centered on yourself. You are free. So you don't have to know this knowledge as long as you're an animal, because the animal is what is called Bhoga Sharira. It is just letting go of some karma. It doesn't have the ability to make new karma. Then if you are a celestial, Indra, Yama, somebody in heaven or some other realm, then also very difficult to know this knowledge because you're surrounded by all kinds of tempting things and you're fighting with other gods. Gods means deities for supremacy. But in this body is a perfect body to know this knowledge. I have the awareness, I have the buddhi, the intellect to assimilate this knowledge. I have the wherewithal to have the accoutrements for this knowledge, viveka, vairagya, etc. that we have been talking about. And I am sad enough to seek this knowledge. That sorrow, that pain, that fear is part of this, which leads me to seek. So it's a beautiful setup. So, because it's all as though. It's like being part of a tapestry that shows your whole hometown. And you can see your house, you can see you can see yourself walking to school. It's all as though you can appreciate the colors. And here you are at teenage stage of life where you hated everybody and everything. That is also there in the tapestry. You appreciate that. You say, oh, those were difficult years. I did not know whether I was going or coming. And then you see yourself here as a young man or a woman. And then you say, oh, this was fun. I thought I could do everything. Now I see that that's not true. Then you see yourself looking for ashrams. That's also an interesting stage of the seeker. Where is all this happening? In the tapestry. You are looking into the tapestry of your own life. Then you enter the Gurukula ashram. Pay respects to the teacher. Say, I want to study. I want to learn. That is also there. You are a little stick figure in the tapestry. Guru is also a little stick figure in the tapestry. Like this, all your whole life can be put like this. And it is fun to watch. Whenever you are watching, it is fun. But then, when you get trapped in the tapestry by identifying with it too strongly, then it's no longer a tapestry, it's no longer a tapestry, it's a tapestry. It traps you. It's a travesty. So the key is to have Sakshi Bhava. Sakshi, witness. There is an inner observer who is constant, who is the devotee, who plays many, many roles during the course of the day. Now Karma Yogi, now spouse, now mother, now father, now employer, now employee. Even Swami is a role. Brahmachari, role. All a role. I have to get acquainted very well and make my best friend one who is the invariable presence in all the roles. That is Atma, knowing this is moksha. It is confusing because the person plays the role. The role and the person are one and the same. It's like a high-paid actor in Hollywood or Bollywood, whichever wood, sandalwood, there are so many woods. You take. And he is asked to play the role of a beggar in an upcoming movie. Wearing all tatters, dirty clothes, going from house to house begging. One place the door is slammed on him. In other place, the lady of the house says, "What's wrong with you? You're able-bodied, can't you work?" She insults him and then slams the door on him. Like this, he has to cry and say, I haven't eaten in 3 days. That's not true, right? He just had a meal before the shooting. But he has to play the role. And cry, haven't eaten in 3 days. And he cries without the need for glycerin in the eyes. As he's crying, does he become the beggar? No. He knows that even as he's playing the role, his bank balance is going up and up. He's not a beggar anymore. He knows at the end of the day he can take off all this dirty, snooty makeup, throw away the tattered clothes, go to his house. Where are they? Where do they live? Beverly Hills. Yes, Beverly Hills. And then he's got a nice umbrella in the yard, sits under the umbrella, and then he has a drink with its own umbrella. I've never understood that. Why the drink needs an umbrella? I don't know. This life is crazy. So, then, you can throw off this and just have a nice time at his home with his family, with his friends. But what about the beggar? The role of the beggar is totally dependent upon the actor. The body of the beggar is the body of the actor. The mind of the beggar is the mind of the actor, borrowed from the mind of the actor. In fact, the whole beggar is nothing but the actor. Is the actor a beggar? Huh? No. That is moksha. No, if beggar is actor, B is A, but actor is not beggar. A is not B. This is what we have to understand. This is precisely what we are missing. Role is the person, but the person is not the role. I went with my guru to somebody's house for bhiksha. Bhiksha is a fancy way of saying lunch for swamis. Okay, that's all it is. You have lunch, we have bhiksha. That's all it is. So we went to their house for lunch. The man was a police officer. And the wife made us comfortable and told us, please be seated, he's coming. He has gone to work. Man came in police uniform with badges and stars and whistle. As soon as the car of the head of the household was heard outside, he had 3 children. All the 3 children disappeared into their rooms and locked themselves up. I said, what is happening? He came and blew his whistle. Even though Swamiji is sitting right there. And children did not come. Only the pet dog came. That's all. And the wife, who was, I suppose, by this time not scared of him, she was there. Then she said, I'll go get the children. And we had been talking and playing with the children for about 15 minutes. When they came out now, I thought they were different children. Somebody had substituted them for somebody else. All I said, what? Dad, what you done? What happened? You were speaking so nicely. Everybody is like this. Then Swamiji said, gave him a hint. Said, we are not in a hurry for lunch. Just go change, you'll feel better. Just go change, you come in the sun, go change and wear your home clothes, and you can come and have that. He said, oh no, Swamiji, I love my uniform. I'm not going to take it off. See? Because he was a devout student of Vedanta, Swamiji could tell him, I direct you to please take it off and come. Why, Swamiji? Yes. Take a look at your children. They still think you are a police officer. They want you as a father. But to keep the police officer away at work and to bring back the father, you need to get into regular clothes. He was so grateful to have this blessing. And when he got out of those very tight and all these general type clothes, military police officer clothes, even he became a different person. He was much more relaxed. He could play with us. He could play with the children. He could just be very happy. So when the role is not separate from the person, but the person is not the role. And what is the person? The person is a simple, conscious being, a devotee. This devotee I have to get to know very well. Then I become a devotee son, a devotee daughter, a devotee spouse, a devotee mother, a devotee father, a devotee friend. The devotee is never, ever, ever, ever lost through the course of playing the role. This is all that we have to remember. This is how to be a Sakshi. Then the problems of the role do not affect the person. It's like we have Rama Leela, the story of Rama played over 10 days in India. The person who was Rama, who was cast as Rama, was the young blacksmith of the village who happened to be very handsome looking. And everybody thought he will make a good Rama. As long as he was in the costume, everybody would come and touch his feet, Rama, Rama. Then he started to have ideas, oh, getting a lot of traction with this costume. Then Rama Leela got over. Costume, he refused to return back to the company. No, why? And if he went to any shop, they would give him things for free for the 10 days. The plain Rama, take. Next day he said, I want some dal, I want some rice, I want to buy all these things. The shopkeeper said, show me the money first. Ram Leela is over. No, but I'm still in the costume. No, take it off. So, you need to know when to hang up the costume. That is the key. And we do it. You see, you can be with your mother and to your mother you are son or daughter. You can be with your child, to your child you are mother and father. You do it effortlessly anyway. Same way, you have to learn this. And if the devotee in me, the primary role is kept alive and aside and not allowed to sully other things, then all the other roles become very easy to navigate. Problem belongs to the role, not to me. Is this a good place to stop? Do we have more time? What should we do? No, but I don't know how long this session is. How long is this session supposed to be?
You can leave it for tonight.
Leave some for tonight. If there are any questions, you can write and give them to me along with your email address, and I will email the answers. Okay? Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukhabha Bhave Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Ma Amritangamaya Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Dachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji.